are missing up to 90% of the people you communicate with. Wow. Okay, not to fear, I have some solutions. However, yes, you're often missing the majority of people you're trying to communicate with. Does that make sense why you're not getting the sales, the clients, the raises, the promotions, the attention, the your value that you want? Does that make more sense now? When we communicate, we often miss up to 90% of people. Here's why. 40% of people are visuals, like myself, a high visual. I like to see things. I want to watch things. I want to see like notes or paper or website. I need to write things down to really get it and understand. Another 40% of the population, approximately 40%, they're kinesthetic people. They want to they want you to take them through something. They want to be walked through something. They want to feel the emotions and want to check in on how they feel about whatever is the idea you're proposing. Yeah, you want to raise, you're hiring someone, or you're selling to someone, or you're trying to convince someone, whatever it is, any way you're communicating, they need to feel it, and they preferably want to be taken through something, walked through something. That's 80% of the population right there. The rest, 20% of that, is called auditory. They're auditory people. They like listening to things. They don't want your brochure. They don't want you to give them a form or something like that, or a piece of paper or something, or they don't want to visit your website. They want to talk about it and have a conversation about it. And that is about 20% of the population. Words, text, seeing things not as important. Doing things, feeling things not as important. It's again, they want to have a discussion about it, and they want to be taught. So again, if you're motivating someone, talking to your kids, you're selling someone, onboarding a client, you're talking to an employee, for example, the key is to really pay attention to this. The last communication modality is called auditory digital. Communication style, is called auditory digital. And these very digital people, lots of facts. They love lots of information. They love mountains of data. They love being deep in the weeds, which bores me to tears. And I check out almost instantly. Someone like me, a high visual, you typically tends to think quick, speak quick, react quick, in case you hadn't noticed, speak quickly. High visuals also tend to like more high level information, high level facts. It's like, be bright, be bold, be powerful, be interesting, and then be gone. And I can make a decision fairly quickly on fairly high level information. Right. So the one thing I want you to get from all this is to be flexible on how you're communicating, what media you're using, how you're communicating, how you're demonstrating to someone or showing them something, proving them something, how you're teaching them, how you're asking for something, how you're requesting something. Be very careful and conscious of how you do that, and do it in a way that's going to be effective for them. One of the best ways to find out what they are visual, kinesthetic, is to ask them, how do you learn best? How do you communicate best? Do you like, do you like seeing things? Do you like reading things? Do you like having a conversation? Do you like being, taken through things? Do you like doing things? Or do you like to read lots of information and do lots and lots of research, lots of reading, right? It's a good way to ask and find out. You can also pay attention to the words they use as well. I mean, if they use words like, I want to get a concrete grasp on this, I want to make sure I feel good about this decision, they're likely a kinesthetic, again, emotions, feelings, experiences. If they ask you to take them through something, for heaven's sakes, take them through something. Or if they insist on meeting in person, heaven forbid, meet in person with them, right? I get a visual if they say, that looks good, that sounds good, I want to see how that looks. All right, let me get a look at things. Any kind of, visual looking words, I see what you mean. They're probably a visual, and you want to emphasize your visual ways you communicate with them. Again, that sounds good. I want to hear this. I want to hear about it. I'm not really hear value. I'm not really, I can't really hear this, hear that, or that sounds good, or that doesn't sound so great. Again, they're likely an auditory. Again, feeling words, like I was mentioning, feeling words, grasp, things like that. Get a feeling for this feels good. Usually more kinesthetic type people. And then lastly, the fact finders, auditory digitals, usually are they say, does that make sense? Do you want to, because it's all about making sense of things, understanding something. And so when you not only detect and figure out what they likely are, and then when you can either ask or just give them information and how you think they need it best, i.e. visually, show your website, show a brochure, or if they're kinesthetic, walk them through things, for example. If they're a fact finder, if they love mountains of data, again, you can ask. When in doubt, ask. What do you need? What do you typically like? Oh, you like lots of research. I like to evaluate all my options, like lots of data. Well, then they're probably an Auditori digital fact finder. And you need to give them lots of data and proof and evidence and tons of stuff to read, or it won't make sense to them. And thus they won't buy from you. They won't promote you, hire you. You won't get your request, essentially. You won't be able to enroll them in what and influence them in what you want. So those are the two things. You can ask, right? Ask them, pay attention to their words, and really see what they're saying and hear what they're saying and use their words. Make sure you show them, and they're able to see value in what you do, and they're able to make sense of things as well. So just, the chunk up here is to use multiple forms of media. If you have to communicate with people in multiple ways, hey, well, let's have a conversation, and then email them, again, what you've chatted about. Email them a brief list of, here's the highlights we talked about, because a visual like me appreciates that. I'll get it, and I'll be able to remember our conversation better, and I'll really, really get what we talked about, and it'll stay there. I'll remember it. Thus, the chance of us doing business together is dramatically higher. Again, maybe you may need to do a second meeting with someone if you realize they're a high kinesthetic and they need to be taken through something. Not that you can't take them through something online on Zoom. However, things to be aware of. So again, pay attention, and then just ask, hey, what is a primary way you prefer to communicate? You prefer to learn? What helps you make a decisions best? Is it reading things? Is it seeing things? Is it having a longer conversation? Is it less visual? Is it more you need to be taken through something? You want to experience something with me? Let's pay attention to that. When in doubt, find ways to give them bits of everything. If you don't know or can't figure out which learning style they are the most, again, you can ask. When in doubt, give them a bit of everything and see what they gravitate towards, learn what they gravitate towards. And you can also get a hint, final tip. If they call you on the phone, they're likely auditory. If they want to Zoom, they're probably either a visual kinesthetic. Obviously, Zoom fits the auditories too, but auditories are just fine for phone calls, that kind of thing, right? So pay attention to how they ask or what they're looking for. If they want more data, more information, they may be a fact finder, auditory digital. Again, pay attention to what they ask and how they communicate, how they reach out to you, because that can be an indication as well. When in doubt, use it all. Always communicate, talk with them about it, use Zoom, send them a summary of what you chatted about. I promise you this will dramatically increase the uptake of information to other people understanding you, seeing you, hearing your value, getting you, making sense of why they should do business with you, and feeling good about doing business with you, and feeling like you're a solid option to hire, promote, do business with, to pay money to, whatever it is. Okay, hope that's helpful. Until next time, go have your best day ever. My name is James Robert Elliott, founder of the book Unleash Your Power and founder of the Unleash Your Power and Your Freedom Bridge programs. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, james@unleashyourpower.com, or James, reach me, 905-717-9481, or simply unleashyourpower.com. Click the link down below as well in the comments. There's a free cool option for you, the 7 power tools for success, how to build an unstoppable character.